everybody. It is Saturday, May 2nd, and we actually got some pretty good news from Governor Newsom yesterday. He's starting to lift some of the restrictions on the shelter-in-place order. So slowly but surely, it looks like we're going to be able to get out, hopefully do some more things, and maybe a month from now, things will look a little bit different. Certainly some light at the end of the tunnel. All right, check this out right here. I have a Concept 2 rower in the gym. I haven't bought it yet, and I'll explain to you why in a second. But first I want to give a shout out to my coach Rob Reinard, Track of Endurance, Pleasant Hill, California. He's been letting all of his athletes pick up equipment, bring it to their home so they can continue their workouts if needed. And I need this rower this week for my workouts because about a week and a half ago, as I was increasing my running outdoors, I started getting shin splints of all things. So we kind of dialed back the running. I've been spending a lot of time on the stationary spin bike, and then now going to be spending time on the rower. I just had a 1-hour session on this thing this morning for about 12,000 meters. It's an awesome indoor rower. Hi, Brody. Brody, our little pup, was trying to sneak in here, so.
Did he leave? Oh.
There he is. Hi, bro. Let me just, okay. So, the rower itself, when we use it in the gym, I want to give you some of the dimensions on it because I haven't purchased it yet because of the length of it. You need about 96 inches from the front to the back, okay? Width, you need about 24 inches, which is the width of the wheelbase here. And then you need about 33 inches to the top of this flywheel. Now, this, when we use it in the gym, you can actually store this. I'm going to just pull it out here really quick, see if I can do this. You can actually store it. Without trying to break our mirror. Okay, I know it's going to be close, but look. This is how it's stored in the gym, straight up and down. So it doesn't take up a lot of space width-wise, but you have to have the clearance with your ceiling height. So this is not ideal right here for me to store it like this in the home gym, right? Let me just set this back down. Okay, now though, check this out. What I just discovered is if you lift this lever, prop it up like that, the thing comes apart into 2 pieces. So with this now, I am definitely gonna buy it because in 2 pieces, it'll store really easily in our closet. Because I don't want to store it straight up and down. So this is going to be a new addition to the gym. Can get some really good circuit training in here, right? Can almost do like a dry triathlon. Get some biking in, jump on the rower, and then jump on the treadmill. Okay, so I'm going to just give you the quick specs on it really quick. I'll use my cheat sheet, which is my phone. And then I'll get on it and kind of show you how it works. 57 pounds is what it weighs, all assembled together. It'll support 500 pounds of body weight. Now, the seat sits 14 inches from your finished floor. This is model number D, okay, by Concept 2. They do make a Model E. And the biggest difference between Model D and Model E is the seat height on Model E is set at 20 inches, which is about the height of a normal, like a dining room chair. So what they say is that if you have mobility issues or if you have trouble getting up and down, it's going to be easier for you to have a seat that's a little bit higher. The other difference is between the two models, the Model E has a fixed arm that extends out further than this one, but it does not articulate like this. On the D model, you can flatten it down, especially when you're going to put it in for storage. But that's primarily the biggest difference. The other difference is the Model D comes in two colors, black and gray, and the Model E only comes in a polished silver. And I think the Model E has all of this area right here with the chain enclosed. If you notice here on the Model D, the chain is exposed. Okay, so starting kind of from the back forward, really comfortable seat. I sat in this today for an hour row. Concept 2 does make a padded seat cushion that you can buy if you want some extra cushioning here. Okay, and it just slides really nicely along this monorail system here. The footrests are pretty standard. If you have, a pretty small foot, you just move the foot cradle up. If you've got a longer foot, move it down. So you just find, the position that works best for you. And I'll sit in this and strap myself in here in a second. For the footrest, and then it's got the standard strap in for both sides to lock your feet in. It's got a nice cradle here for the handles. It's got these rubber handles. What I did notice though, as I was rowing this morning, is these get a little tacky feeling. So I just put on some gloves and that got rid of that problem. But I think when your hands get kind of sweaty and you grip these, it feels a little tacky. But I mean, nothing, too annoying. I just decided to put on some gloves. Really smooth on the pull stroke and the retraction. And then the flywheel here. If you notice, it's got this lever and it moves from 1 up to 10. And what's going on here is there is a damper system in this housing right here. When it's in the 1 position, the damper is completely closed, which means that it's not drawing in any air from the outside, which provides less resistance and it's easier on the pull stroke. When you move it all the way up to number 10, the damper is completely open, drawing in more air, creating more resistance, which makes it harder to row. So you can dial in your workout, based upon the intensity level. They recommend that most people stay, 3 to 4. I rode at 10 this morning and it felt challenging, but certainly doable. The articulating arm has a digital readout, and the digital readout actually comes on as soon as you start to pull, and I'll show that to you when I sit down. But you can hook up an external heart rate monitor. This is the one I use by Garmin. You can plug in a USB to record your workouts, and then it shows you, all the basic information, your stroke count, time elapsed, and it also has pre-programmed workouts that you can dial into, or you can customize your own workout. So, let me just get seated here. Again, feet in, cinch down on these two straps, lock yourself in, grab the handle, and as you pull back, you can see here is, if you want to come over here, the digital readout screen now is on. And it actually has, I just noticed this, it has a little boat that's moving along there as if you're rowing, right? So this being in the one position feels really easy. Let me get this thing moved up to number 10. Another thing you're going to want to pay attention to is the sound of the flywheel. It does create some noise, if you can hear that. So if you're indoors in an enclosed room, not a big deal, right? If you have this, say like in your living room or in a, somewhere that's common where other people are going to be sitting, or it's just out in common area space, you do want to be mindful of the noise. It's not that loud, but it does generate some, some wind noise. Now, you can use this outdoors, although they say make sure the conditions are dry, not humid. I think primarily because of the electronic components in the digital readout. But here in California, we have pretty dry weather. It's not humid. So I envision myself when I get this, certainly breaking it apart into two pieces, putting it in my car and maybe taking it to the football field and then getting in kind of a circuit training workout, right? Run around the track, for 400, sit down, bang out a 400-meter row, and then back to the track. I think that could be a cool way to set up a workout. Price, $900 for the Model D. The Model E, again with the higher seat, the fixed arm, and the enclosed chain drive, it's a couple $100 more. It's $1,100. I don't know if it's worth the extra $200. I've used this model quite a bit, and there's, I've never used the E model, so I can't really speak on it, but this one here certainly does the trick for me, and I think it probably will for, pretty much anyone that decides to get an indoor rower. I think that's it. I hope that review was helpful if you're deciding maybe to look at an indoor rower. Now this is different than like a water rower, right? This is a chain driven one. So definitely do your research, but if you're into a chain drive one, I would definitely recommend looking at the Concept 2 line. Okay, so as always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know every time I upload new content. Also hit that like button, and be well, be kind to yourself and others, and most importantly, believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. Please stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. I'm out.